It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce St. Louis University's 2013 commencement speaker. At St. Louis University, we know that not only do we teach our students the skills they will need to be successful in their chosen fields, but also to be prepared, as Father Biondi said, to be contributing members of society and to be prepared to face the challenges that may come their way in life. John Foppe could have let the physical challenge of being born without arms hold him back in life, but he never did. From his childhood days in Breeze, Illinois, he was determined to succeed in life. He focused on what he had rather than what he didn't. He taught himself to do things that others of us take for granted, and he succeeded. We are proud to say that he received both his undergraduate and graduate degrees from St. Louis University. But his success goes well beyond that. He is an accomplished author and motivational speaker. He has, in fact, spoken around the world. He is currently the executive director of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul in St. Louis, where he now works helping others. And his inspiring message of facing and overcoming challenges is inspiring to everyone who meets him. Please join me in welcoming St. Louis University's 2013 commencement speaker, Mr. John Foppe.
Cheers, graduates. Thank you, Father Biondi, Board of Trustees, and faculty for this honor. Before you confer this honorary degree, Father Biondi, you should know something, and I have a question for you. Just 2 days ago, I paid off my student loans. I guess it's too late for tuition remission. We chuckle because we can appreciate the sacrifices made to graduate from this university, especially the sacrifices your parents and your loved ones have made. Graduates, you and your loved ones chose to make the sacrifice because you knew this school would make you more than just an accountant, an artist, a chemist, a social worker, a lawyer, or a doctor. You knew this university would educate your whole person, mind, body, and spirit. You chose this school because of the rigorous Jesuit pursuit to education, challenging you to think critically. You chose this school because you knew it would make you a leader. You chose the degree. You studied hard. You paid the price. It's your day. Congratulations. Indeed, today is your day. But your life is not your own. God isn't calling you to pursue your passion. He's asking you to take up His mission. At some other schools across America, graduation day engenders the culmination of advice long touted by self-help books, career coaches, celebrities, and TV commercials. If you want to be successful, pursue your passion. The subtext of their graduation day's pride, pomp, and parties murmur of the "it's all about me" world which surrounds us. My choice, my plan, my passion, my life. But this is not the world that I was born into. I was born without arms. I quickly learned that my life would not be my own. Likewise, many here today may feel like their life is not their own. If you're moving back in with your parents, your life will not be your own. If you're a single mom struggling to raise your kids, your life's not your own. If you're a recovering alcoholic trying to keep free of the grip of addiction, your life's not your own. For those who can relate, you probably agree that you have little capacity to pursue your passion. You're just trying to get through the day. Don't despair. God has a mission for you. Christ said, "You did not choose me. I chose you and appointed you that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last." God calls us through our dependence, our hindrances, our encumbrances, our grievances, and our inconveniences. At the age of 30, Ignatius of Loyola severely shattered his leg in a skirmish defending the city of Pamplona and nearly died. During his year-long convalescence, he had nothing to read but a volume on the life of Christ and a book on the lives of the saints. Ignatius found the notion of returning to court dissatisfying and the idea of doing great things for God exciting. Of course, you know, he ultimately founded the Jesuits and became one of history's most influential spiritual and educational leaders. SLU and all other Jesuit works were born out of his disability. You could say Ignatius really broke a leg for us to be here today. Ignatius once wrote, "Few souls understand what God would accomplish in them if they were to abandon themselves unreservedly to Him, and if they were to allow His grace to mold them accordingly." I understand you may not want to be molded, but neither did Jonah. He didn't want to go to Nineveh. Jeremiah, he thought he was too young. Paul had to get knocked off his horse. Christ prayed that the cup would pass over him. You may ask, doesn't God want me to be happy? Yes, but that's your choice. The renowned Austrian psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl once wrote, "We who lived in the concentration camps can remember the men who walked through the huts comforting others, giving away their last piece of bread. They may have been few in number, but they offer sufficient proof that everything can be taken from a man but the one last thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way." I'm not saying that you should take a job that you dislike and be miserable. I am saying that exclusively pursuing your passion is fleeting, it's clanging, and it's ultimately misleading. Fleeting because your passions change. I've been into art, but few appreciated my toe painting. I've been into cooking, but I grew tired of tofu. My latest kick is travel. Perhaps someday I'll have the world at my feet. Moreover, exclusively pursuing your passion is clanging because it's self-serving. And my disability has taught me that we need others. Pursuing your passion is misleading because it implies control. And my disability has taught me that life doesn't always go according to plan. As you leave here and look for work, I'll share with you some advice that one of my communication professors here at SLU gave me about finding the ideal job years ago. This professor said that the best job allows you to do three things, and it's difficult to find one that allows you to do all three. But if you find it, grab it. Number one, do something you love. Number two, do something that you can make a living at. And number 3, do something that makes a difference. The world is filled with big problems and pain, and you can play a part in making a difference. I realize that we're all tempted to take a softer, easier way. Students in the College of Arts and Sciences here at SLU have to take 3 credit hours of a foreign language as part of the core curriculum. At the time that I was an undergraduate here, sign language satisfied that core requirement. Not having hands, I figured I'd only have to study half the material and signed up for the class. What a breeze, I thought. The dean disagreed and urged me to take a different class. Today, I urge you to take a different path. Finding your higher purpose and your greater good necessitates an awareness of your deeper calling. Listen, look, learn. St. Vincent de Paul once wrote, "Some people look but never see, and others see but never look." There are those who are quick to point out problems but don't recognize how they too can help. Others know that they have the talents that could help address a social ill, but they don't step up to share their skills, keeping their light under the proverbial bushel basket. I urge you to continue what the Jesuits have taught you. Be a person for others. Be open. Be persistent. I realize that there will be times when you want to give it up, and I urge you to persist in those moments and give it over to God. People ask me, how did I overcome my handicap? The truth is, I haven't. I am continually wrestling and growing with this condition. This implies faith. It's through hope, patience, and perseverance that you discover where your path leads. My life did not feel like it was my own when I couldn't play football with my brothers and classmates. But I've given motivational speeches to American and European pro football teams. An autographed jersey from the Miami Dolphins hangs in my office. My life didn't feel like it was my own when I couldn't put my own pants on at 10 years old. On my 26th birthday, however, I traveled independently around the globe, put on a suit and tie by myself, and delivered a seminar in Jakarta, Indonesia. My life didn't feel like it was mine when a priest denied me the chance to take part in a role at Mass. However, I have met and been blessed by 3 popes, Paul VI, John Paul II, and Benedict XVI. I need to go back to Rome. My life didn't feel like it was mine when I ached inside because I didn't have the arms to pick up a child who reached out to me in the slums of Haiti. Today, I help guide the hands of nearly 3,000 Vincentian volunteers in the Society of St. Vincent de Paul who provide person-to-person help to the poor of this archdiocese. My life didn't feel like it was my own when I feared that no savvy, self-respecting woman would love a guy without arms. 2 days ago, I celebrated my 10-year wedding anniversary with this beautiful woman, Christine Fulbright. My life did not feel like it was my own when I doubted I'd ever be a dad. This little gift is our daughter, Faith Teresa. Thank you, but don't clap for me. Applaud. Applaud that you have been educated in the knowledge that Christ came to give you life and give it to you abundantly. When you take up His mission, you will find that life. It will be a life of true happiness. It will be a life more rewarding than you could have ever planned. My late mentor and boss, Zig Ziglar, promoted the reward this way. You can have everything in life you want if you'll just help enough other people get what they want. Zig would qualify that that's not to be construed as a tactic. It's simply an inference of our Christian faith. But people of all faiths hear this cosmic call. It resonates in the 5 pillars, the noble truths, and the law of Moses. The tenet that in giving we receive is a universal truth. It's the ironic path to human fulfillment. Imagine if every time we heard a celebrity or an advertisement tout passion and we switched the word for mission, how different would the world be? Finally, I realize you may not know what you can do, or where you fit, or how you'll even get there. So I'll close with this last piece of advice for discerning your mission. Pray, and pray silently. Mother Teresa said, and I'm paraphrasing here, God cannot be found in noise and restlessness. Prayer is not asking. Prayer is putting oneself in the hands of God at His disposition and listening to His voice in the depths of our hearts. We need silence to be able to touch souls. Today, God is asking you to take up His mission. Let's go touch some souls. Congratulations, class of 2013. Thank you.